So here's a question that I want to throw your way. Well, it's not even a question. It's a question that came my way, and I want to throw a video out to you. I always wondered why Catholic and Christian religions teach us to fear God. Why would God want us to fear him? I don't think Jesus ever said to fear God as far as I know. Jesus is what the Catholics and the Christians would call him. But Jeshua was, he believed in a loving God. He believed that God was pure love and that there was nothing to fear. He truly believed that when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you shall fear no evil because God is with you, and God is never not with you. And I want you to think about that quote for a second. When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the valley of the shadow of death is the physical world. We have come into this space that would be considered lower in vibration to some people. It's just we come to this valley of the shadow of death because here in this construct in the physical world, we see death and birth, whereas that is not seen on the other side because life is truly eternal. So we drop into this valley of the shadow of death and we fear no evil because there is no evil. There's no such thing as something evil. Now, your question really is, and it's the question that you asked very clearly, why do Catholic and Christian religions teach us to fear God? They do that for the same reason every religion, every spiritual school of thought does most of what they do, but specifically Catholics and Christians. They want to create more Catholics and Christians. They want to create more Catholics and Christians because it makes them more powerful, makes them right. It makes them more right than anybody else. Now, I was explaining this the other day. Think about how the Catholic faith itself has used fear to get more Catholics. You're born into the world. Now, according to the Catholics, you're born in sin. You're already a sinner when you arrive. And if you don't get baptized, you're going to limbo, not heaven. So the first fear that you're associated with is the fear of your parents, afraid you're not going to go to heaven. So why would the Catholic Church say that there's this original sin? Because once you're baptized, you're Catholic. So you got to baptize them quick because you want them to be Catholic, right? So they're basically grabbing this child before the child can think. Here's the next part. At age 13, about the age of cognitive reasoning, they said, okay, now you have to confirm that you're Catholic. So they get you before you can really think too well, and they get you to take a confirmation, usually pressed upon you by your parents, saying you have to have confirmation. And so now you have to confirm. So now the Catholic Church is saying, you better confirm that you believe this, right? So then now you've got this they're keeping you in the faith through baptism and confirmation. What's the next one? Oh my gosh, confession. You can do bad things in the world, but there's only one place that you can be absolved of those sins, and that's in the confessional. There's only one place. First one's free. It's like a drug seller. Somebody's selling a pusher. First one's free because they want to hook you so that you have to keep coming back. The next thing, now you're getting a little older and you start, as my father would say, he-in and she-in. You start to see the boys' friends and girlfriends and the husband. And the Catholic faith says you have to get married or you have to go into the church. If you're not going to get married, you need to dedicate your life to priesthood or being a nun, right? But you have to get married, and the reason you get married is in the Catholic Church. You're not allowed to divorce. Not allowed to divorce. Why is that? Because your job when you're married is to create more Catholics, create more Christian babies to be born in sin so that you can make them more Catholics. And so the reason these churches are using fear is so that they can grow their religions. And I want you to think about this now. The Catholic Church, the Crusades wiped out another country. The conquistadors, South America and Central America, destroyed. Whole civilizations burned away. Native Americans lost their homeland to Christians coming to the country to create a new home. Kicked them all out of their house, put them on reservations, right? Adolf Hitler was a Christian. He killed all those Jewish people, right? Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, was a Christian, right? George Bush Jr. told the Saudi prince that God told him to invade Iraq. It was his Christian God that told him to invade Iraq. Now, in that Iraq war, 5,000 Americans lost their lives. And that's sad. Almost 2 million Iraqis lost their lives. But you never hear that number, right? More things have been done in the name of Christianity. It is the most deadly religion in the world, Christianity. Religions in the world. Most deadly religions in the world, Christianity. And that's not to say there are not beautiful, loving people in Christianity. There is. And you can find great truth in Christianity. I was raised as a Catholic, and I find great truth in the teachings in the Bible. I also find horrendous things in there. Just go through the Old Testament for 10 minutes and look at how many towns and villages and nations were wiped out by another one. I mean, it's just horrendous, horrific things in the Bible and in the Gnostic texts and in the Coptic texts, and you can find horrendous things in there, right? But it's all about, it's the fear. They want you to fear God, because if you fear God, the only place you're safe from God is in their belief. And that's why they do it. God is love, and you don't need a church. You don't need a spiritual thought. You don't need a dogma, a ritual. You don't need to burn sage. You don't need to hold on to crystals. You don't need to read tarot cards. You don't need to do the rosary. You don't need to bow towards Mecca. You don't need to do any of those things. Those are all the trappings of a religion. God is with you in every breath you take. And at the bottom of every breath, when you fully exhale, relaxing your body as you do, there's a feeling there. That's your connection to God. God is love. God lets you relax. God lets you come to that space of, I am free of my burdens, because God is with you. There is no need to fear for the sake of being recruited into a religion. You are always connected to God. Love is never wrong, no matter what form it takes. If it's love, it's not wrong. The Catholic faith will say, oh, no, same-sex marriage. No. But I have known beautiful, loving same-sex marriages that are better than a lot of the man and wife marriages that I've seen. I've seen a lot of more caring couples that were gay. Then I've seen a lot of, they say that 45% of all marriages end in divorce, right? The rest end in death. But this whole idea of God being fear, no. God isn't fear. God isn't judgment. God isn't hate. God isn't anger. God is love, and that is all. And God lets you experience your hate, fears, and angers and all, because that's what you're putting your focus on. And when you put your focus on it, you see more of it. You create more of it, because God says whatever you ask in God's name is granted if you have faith. And if you put your faith in a fearful God, you will witness a fearful God, because God lovingly gives you the fearful God to believe in. Joshua said, when you seek a path will be laid before you, but until you turn the path back to yourself, you never find the doorway. And that's the key. You don't need the church. You don't need the religion. You don't need the dogmas. You don't need the rituals. You don't need the hymns. You just need to love and love one another. And that is the connection to God. Don't fear God. Be the love of God, and God will love you in return. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for your support of the channel. Every day I pour my heart into creating these videos so that they bring value. That's my goal. That's my intention. And if they have brought value to you and you have the means, directly below this video, you're going to see a donation link. You can donate as little or as much as you'd like if you have found value. Also, you can go to johnofnew.com, pick up my regression, which is the moment of me meeting Jeshua and witnessing the crucifixion is on that regression. My meditations, my mini courses, even prints of my Jeshua painting are available on the johnofnew.com website. So if you have the means and you would like to make a purchase or make a donation, please feel free, because this channel solely exists by your generosity. And I am completely grateful to you for allowing me to speak my truth and hopefully bringing value to you. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.